Hi, my name is Probably Amanda, and this is my extra credit project for MCB4203. And today I'm going to be talking about the functions of the human microbiome. So just to kind of get started defining what the microbiome exactly is. So by the NIH, it is defined as the collective genomes of the microbes composed of bacteria, bacteriophage, fungi, protozoa, and viruses that live inside or on the human body. And we all know we have way more microbial cells than human cells. We actually have about 10 times as more, hence why our microbiome is so diverse. And there have been multiple human microbiome projects that aim to sequence the human genome and determine exactly what is in our catalog of microbes. A big example is the Human Genome Project that has been going on for years and I believe ended in about 2003, that has released tons of papers and studies about what exactly they did to sequence the human genome. And just a little bit of history, the study of the human microbiome actually began with Leeuwenhoek, and he noticed differences in the oral and fecal microbiota of healthy and diseased individuals. That's kind of what kickstarted all of this. So I'm going to focus on three major functions of the microbiome, the first being digestion and gut health, then immune function and defense, and lastly, mental health. So for digestion and gut health, there are many roles that the gut microbiome plays. First is the production of short-chain fatty acids. So the fermentation of certain substrates in your gut allows for the production of short-chain fatty acids, such as cetate, propionate, and butyrate. And these are used for gluconeogenesis, oxygen, energy homeostasis, as well as biometabolism, which are all important for digestion. It also helps with health and obesity. So dysbiosis of the gut, which just means a disbalance of microbes in your gut, does promote obesity. So lower diversity in the gut can actually induce type 1 and type 2 diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, and other gut-related health issues. It has also been linked to fecal transplants. So a lot of the fecal transplants can be transplanted into other people who might not have as good of guts. And then the effects of food and drugs. So a lot of high intensity sweeteners, such as stevia or anything with sucralose, can disrupt the balance of the gut, and as well as increase pro-inflammatory genes, which we don't want. So reducing those is good to improve the balance of your gut. And then strict diets such as veganism, gluten-free diets, and clean eating can also negatively impact your health because you're lessening the diversity of microbes in your gut, and as well as antibiotics and other drugs that can contribute to this dysbiosis. Such an example would be a decrease in bacteroides. And then pre and probiotics, so we've all heard of those terms. So just to define them, prebiotics are substrates that are used by host microorganisms for health benefits, whereas probiotics are live bacteria and yeast that can help gut health. These are usually found in yogurt or can be supplemental. So consuming fiber and pre and probiotics can help diversify that gut microbiome and overall improve gut health. So then for immune function and defense, we know that there are two types of immunity, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. So for the innate immunity, we have antigen presenting cells. As the name says, these present antigens to microorganisms to improve and boost immunity. And the gut microbiome actually regulates the development of these cells. We also have neutrophils, and a study found that mice in a germ-free environment had an impaired superoxide anion production as well as phagocytosis, which decreased the overall innate immunity. And then, of course, NK cells. So the gut microbiome actually promotes the cell differentiation of these into different types. So having a better gut microbiome will increase NK cells and overall improve innate immunity. And then for adaptive immunity, we have our intestinal CD4 plus T cells. So again, with the germ-free mice from the same study, those had a decrease in the intestinal cells as compared to someone with a flourishing gut microbiota, as well as a decrease in Th1 response, which is the intracellular microbe protection response. The gut microbiome also regulates intestinal CD8 T plus cells, and so those were found to be decreased in the germ-free mice, along with B cells. These are normally found in the pyre patches, which are reduced in germ-free mice again. And also there is a lack of IgA, and IgA actually lacks a memory response. So the release of that immunoglobulin is actually dependent on existing microbiota. And lastly, mental health. I had no idea that the gut microbiome played a role in mental health, so I thought this was really interesting to research. But it turns out there's a crucial role in gut-brain communication in neural, immune, and endocrine pathways. And those with different psychiatric disorders such as depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, autism, all had differences in the composition of their gut microbiomes. And once comparing those microbiomes, it was found that using probiotics and a diet actually improved the moods and decreased anxiety in people with these disorders. So overall, those with a more diverse gut microbiome overall had better mental health outcomes. So just to kind of recap, this is things that we can do to improve our own microbiome so that we can have the best functions of all the things I just mentioned. So first, a well-balanced diet, obviously, including lots of veggies, fruit, fatty acids, and fiber can help us have the best microbiome and overall health. Also managing stress through meditation and regular exercise, as well as taking probiotics and reducing the consumption of artificial and processed foods, as well as drug intake, can all help us have the best microbiomes. And these are my references. And yeah, thank you for watching.